And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another day, another week, another edition of the WTL World Team League Round 10. Day number 2 for the WTL 2024 Summer Contest season. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to our second broadcast of the day. Earlier today, we covered ESL Open Cup Americas. Now we are here with a catch-up stream of WTL. Of course, I'm your host, Live VIP. It's been far too long, of course, far too long. For those that are curious, this event, this series, this best of 7 did occur on Saturday, but if you were here, we were casting. We were casting something else. We were covering Master Swan Open, and Master Swan Open, it did go a little bit over time. It did go over this series. By the time we finished Master Swan Open, we jumped into the second series of WTL, and we missed out on the first. We missed out on Team Vitality versus Mystery All Gamers. As a result, we're here to catch up. We are here to catch up. We cast all things WTL, even matches that we miss. We're here. We're back. We are back, and we have our first best of 2 of the night. It's going to be Solar versus Lancer in a ZVP. Let's go. We have our 2 players here again. Team Vitality, they are on the top of the standings for good reason. They are the champions, the reigning champions of WTL. They did go by a different team name, by Onside Gaming last season. Here, they're as Team Vitality, but they are a team of champions, and they are looking to make a deeper and deeper run and be on top of the standings. From what I remember, Team Vitality alongside Team Liquid, Shopify, Weibo Gaming, they're all very close, very neck and neck in terms of standings. Really, what separates them is head-to-head and map score as well. So every win, every series does count in this week and in next week as well. For those that are curious, we're here in week 10, round 10. Next week, round 11. And here we go. In the top left corner, we have Solar for Team Vitality. In the bottom right, we have Lancer for Mystery All Gamers. Let's go. But yeah, only 11 rounds of the round robin group stage. We're at the tail end, the end of round 10, and round 11 starts up in a couple of days. I said next week, technically end of this week. End of this week is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, round 11 of WTL. So we're coming to an end of this season's WTL World Team League, and after the round robin stage, we have the playoff bracket as well. Oh boy. I believe the playoffs have already set, the date's already set in stone. I think the end of August, if I remember correctly. I think it might be after the end of Gamers 8 of EWC. So yeah, make sure you tune in for that as well. We will be all over that, as we always are. If I remember correctly, I believe the playoff bracket of WTL is going to be clashing with the House Galactic Battle. We'll try to figure something out. We'll try to figure something out, as we always try to cast everything, but there's a lot going on that weekend. There's a lot that we have to try to squeeze in, and we'll do our best. We'll do our best to squeeze in everything. Squeeze it, Matthew, squeeze it. Do our best. For now, we're selling in. It's going to be a hatch gas pool, standard opener here out of Solar. Meanwhile, across the map, Lancer going for a gate expand into Cybercore. Nothing too crazy, nothing too out of the norm yet. When it comes to these 2 players, of course, Solar, he's one of the best Zerg players in the world. Lancer has been getting better and better, though. It's been really impressive to see the growth of Lancer. I think a lot of people overlook Lancer just because Firefly gets so much limelight, and Firefly is, I would say, maybe even a little bit more charismatic as well. Like, we've seen a lot of Firefly, especially in his Starving Camels days, just really popping off and taking down some big names week after week after week. Lancer likewise has been looking very impressive, especially in the individual leagues, in tournaments like ESL Open Cup Asia, Kung Fu Cup. Similarly to Firefly, no one is safe up against Lancer. We've even seen Lancer bring players like Darkdown. I think that was in KSL like 2 or 3 months ago at this point. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute. But again, Lancer can take it to these players. It's not favored. Not favored by any means. 100% favor Solo coming into this, but Lancer is not going down without a fight. And especially in this best of 2 format, I mean, you can go the distance. As already, Void Ray first. Okay. It's going to be a Void Ray opener here out of Lancer, a little bit different already. Now with a Void Ray opener, typically the goal is to high tech. The goal is to high tech, it's to shut down Overlords, it's to deny vision, and to keep the Zerg player guessing. So we'll see what the plan is going to be after the Void Ray. For now, we're harassing with the depths, and the Void Ray is soon to move out across them. The downside here is that Lancer's going to be lacking scouting information, and he's going to have a little bit less to harass the mineral line, so he won't be able to touch the economy of Solar anywhere near as much as he would with Oracles. What I will say though, I think this is okay. I think this is actually good against Solar, just because Solar, he doesn't deviate too much. When it comes to the Zerg players in Korea, Solar is, I would say, maybe the most sane. I would go that far. And Solar is the most sane Zerg. When you compare him to Dark and Shin especially, Solar, he's a little more macro-oriented. Maybe even more, I would say maybe Solar's a little bit more devious compared to DRG, maybe. But regardless, you know, he's more macro-oriented compared to at least Dark and Shin. Does make him look even more normal compared to them next to him. So what I'm getting at is skipping your first Oracle, delaying it. I can see that behind, or when you're up against Solar, I can get behind it. Can get behind us. The Void Ray does dip in from behind, but the Queens are in position. Ooh, though, we do take a lot of hull damage. Void Ray has to get the hell out of here. At the same time, Oracle hits the main base, adepts into the natural. We go for a bit of a tri-pronged attack, and drones are going down. Nice target firing here out of Lancer. Oracle in the main base does get away. Adepts are cleaned up, but we get 7 drone kills. Not bad. 7 drones to 2 adepts. A good trade here for Lancer. Meanwhile, back at home, we can see the tech of choice. It's going to be a Twilight Council and a Forge. Looks like a standard follow-up here from Lancer. +1 and Blink, I imagine. We'll keep an eye on whether or not it's charged. As a second Oracle has arrived. No Spore at the third base. Solar cutting corners. That's the other big thing. Because it was a Void Ray opener, the Zerg player has a little more, I guess, there's a little more of a chance to skip your Spores to defend against the Oracle. First Oracle goes down. Second Oracle did wreak havoc. Lings across the map. Adepts are in position. Oracle recalls back home. Lancer does defend. And again, that's what, 13 worker kills so far. Very nice damage. Solid amount of damage, and there it is. It is going to be +1 and charge, not Blink, so this is not the most standard of openers. We have a gateway explosion. I believe we have 6 gateways so far, and that's going to be a very strong, very potent charge timing. Oh boy. It's going to be a solid charge timing here, and the Adepts, they threaten the shade, keeping tabs on Solar. Keep tabs. Keep him in check. Likewise, Archon production's on the way. 2 more gateways. That's going to be 8 gates in total on 3 bases. And we should be moving out with the Warp Prism. Basically, the Warp Prism should be warping in and 2 Archons across the map in conjunction with the Wall of Zealots. And thankfully, Solar is not cutting corners. What I'm getting at is that we have a Roach Warren. Very often, very commonly, we do see Zerg players skip the Roach Warren and go straight into Lingbane, Hydra into Lurker tech. And the infestation bit's on the horizon, the hive is on the horizon, but we are making roaches. The +1 range on the way. Solar's going to be embracing Roach Ravager. Bit of a safer army composition. A Hydra Den now being thrown down. We're working towards Hydra Lurker, that's true, but again, we're delaying it by investing gas in Roach Ravager early on. Just to be secure, Zealots are scouted. A big scout here from Solar. Does confirm the Zealot production. And behind this, we are not actually moving out with +1 in charge. I mean, we still may. But that is a Bay on the way. That's a Bay, second Robo. Looks like Lancer's throwing down further tech to get into the mid to late game. To work towards Colossus and really fortify himself on 4 bases and be very defensive. Interesting. Void Ray still denying scouting. Can't stand an Overseer. Do you see Lancer feigning a move out? Again, I don't think he really intends to commit. He'll be poking onto creep. Roaches are in position, and Lancer backs up. Again, he's basically feigning an attack here, just forcing an overreaction. Trying to force Solar to make more roaches, which is not what he wants right now. Again, roaches don't scale amazingly into a longer game. Disruptor production has begun. We're not going for Colossus, not yet. Going straight Disruptor. Stasis traps on the way. And you can see Lancer getting ready for a drop into the main. See if we can pull this off. But now, clearing up creep. Once again, keeping tabs on these roaches. Pulling away at the same time, Zealot drop into the main. Not just a drop, a massive warp in as well. The stasis, oh my god, a massive stasis connects. We catch out the roaches, we get into one of the queens. Hydra's being dragged over towards the main base as well, trading with zealots. And nice target firing out of Lancer, and he's pulling Solar apart. Zealots in the main, zealots at the fourth base. Hydra's are pulling left and right. The roaches just now put out a stasis. But it's too little too late, the base is gonna fall. And we bring down the hatchery. Now, the roaches, they will pick off at least one of these Archons. And again, they would have been able to hold against this. Drones are coming for us around. Wall workers going to be falling. We will clean this up. And Solar, can he even counterattack? Because we get another massive warp in. Another warp into the main base. We're going for the hive. Bold move. We try to target it down. Oh, but we have transfused. Yeah, the hive is not going to fall. Yeah, a little bit too greedy going for the hive of all things. It will survive. The queen stands strong. Solar doesn't lose anything in the main base. And Lancer does plummet in supply. Again, Lancer threw a lot of zealots away to make that happen. But if you remember, it has disruptors to defend. Solar has maxed out. Lancer likewise on the solar economy. There we go. There are those 4 disruptors. There are those disruptors. And despite being down in army supply, we have seen time and time again, yo, give a Protoss player some disruptors. Give him some balls, papi. And he can fight back. He can overcome a supply deficit. Bearing in mind as well that Solar has inefficient supply, he has mainly roaches, so it is inflated. The army is not as large as it really appears to be. But the Lunkers have arrived. Hive upgrades finishing up. Seismic Plans is done. That's Lurker range. Adaptive Hound's about to finish up as well. And Solar is going to be pushing towards that 4th. It is going to be a choke point, not going to be easy to move into. The army is spotted. Lancer can respond. And Solar respects that, he does back up. And behind this we have a fleet beacon on the way, Stargate as well. Lancer working towards Sky Toss. He's getting there. At the same time, we do have the Prism poised to go into the main. Hydras are on patrol. Hydras are ready. Rotating. Zealots will hit that 4th base. Or 5th base even. Nova's going up. Up! We got 1 lurker so far. Let's see what we get. Oh my god, another 3! 4 lurkers go down. Meanwhile, Zealot runs into lurkers and they get completely shut down. Solar does defend. Does lose 6 drones. Lancer still rotating. You can see Lancer catching up in the army supply. Bearing in mind though that the quality or the composition here of Lancer is very high quality, very high tech. It's not the easiest army to replace. So he cannot take a bad fight. Zelsay hits at that hatchery once again. Nova going up, does connect with the roaches and the lurkers as well. Yeah, 2 lurkers go down, 0 lurkers left. Nice yoinks, nice abductions. But again, it's only Roach Hydra. 0 lurkers remaining. And the Zelsay pop off. They get the middle line. 13 drones going down. The hatchery as well. Oh my god. Solar was committed. Now has to race back home. Lost the base. Lancer not giving him any room to breathe. Starts to move out once again. Carriers are on the way. +1 air attack. Yeah, Lancer, he has to calm down. Like there's no reason to push in right now. Lancer, he has dealt a massive blow to the economy of Solar. He slows down the main army. Now we just have to chill and get into Sky Toss. And what is Solar's answer? I mean, he does have Vipers, true. And some Hydras, that's also true. But most of the Hydras are morphing into Lurkers. Solar is not ready for a Sky Toss transition. He is not ready for it. Go base is going to be denied. Main army is revealed. As it's revealed, we do see Lancer going right for a counterattack. Pushing right down mid. Does come across the lurkers and does force a reaction out of Solar. Against Solar, he was getting ready for a counterattack, but no, he has to come back home to defend. Viper's coming in for some abductions. We got 1. We got 1 disruptor. We go for the carrier as well. Okay, we do get the carrier. I was like, do we have enough Hydras? Do we have enough anti-air? It's only 2 carriers. Solar, he's going for the kill. He's chasing this down. But we have the overcharge. Solar does respect it. He backs off. At the same time, Zell Warpin into the natural. Ooh. We abduct, but a little bit too late as Zell Warpin does complete. We'll buy time. Queens are going down. We get 2 queen kills. I'm still building up more carriers, more disruptors. Storm is now on the way. Lancer has achieved a lot with these zealots. Just non-stop counterattacks, non-stop run-bys. 2 more Stargates on the way. And we still only have 2 carriers. The lack of Stargates is really hurting Lancer here. It's going up. 2 lurkers go down. So far, so good. Carriers move forward. A 3rd carrier has arrived. Viper's coming in from Ducklings. Oh, the feedbacks! We get 1. Get 1 Viper. The other, I believe, has energy. And we get the yoink. We get the abduction. Not enough anti-air. Not enough Hydras. We zone them away. 2nd yoink. This time we do snipe the carrier. We get 1 for 2 abductions. Solo has to back up. No more energy left. That prism is still alive? Oh my god, how? Still alive, still posing a threat, keeping Solar busy. And Lancer holds. The Lancer holds on Solar. He's on a low drone count. He's on 66 workers. That is a 3 base economy for Solar with 66 drones. And what does that mean? That means that Solar cannot remax. Solar does not have a bank. He does not have the economic advantage that he should have. The Go base is helping, true. Go base is helping out, making 4 carriers at a time. Lancer cannot push into this. He's got to respect the lurkers. Never's going up. Oh my god. Sniping Hydras. Vipers on the way. They do abduct the disruptors. Not bad. They get 2. They try to get a carrier as well. Barely. It will not go down. We pop the overcharge. Carrier survives. We hold our own. But where are disruptors? Without purification of this, how do we stop the main army? How do we stop the ground army? And Hydras have started stepping forward. Remember, Storm is done, but there's no High Templar. Oh no, there is. My apologies. 3 High Templar in the back line, gathering energy. But they need those storms. Lancer needs those storms as he's giving up the base. Yeah, the Nexus is going to go down. Lancer falling back. Does preserve his army. The lurkers have to be careful. Ooh. Do you get a volley off? At the same time, 4 Prisms still alive, going for a Zealot Warp in. Going for a counterattack. Lancer is maxed out. Only 4 Zealots. Prism finally is going to go down. But at this stage of the game, I'm not much more concerned for Solar. He does have a large bank, true. He's got a large army as well. But no Spire. No Spire to speak of. We're committing here to Hydra Lurker. It's not an easy army to make use of. We do find the transferring workers. Probes going to be going down. At the same time, storms, they will connect. Yeah, massive storms on the Hydras. The feedbacks as well. We shut down the Vipers. And there's not enough Hydras. There's not enough anti-air. The carrier on its own is going to be able to clean everything up. Yeah, the Hydras, they fall one after the other. Lurkers are barely any left. And Lancer has done it. GG gets called, and Lancer takes game number 1. GG. Bappy. GG, well played. Lancer will take the first game. Again, impressive stuff. The thing that impressed me the most here in this first game was the run-bys, was the counterattacks. The Zealot counterattacks were brutal. They were so brutal. They were so just non-stop there from Lancer, whether it was warp-ins into the main or run-bys on the right-hand side, warp-ins into the natural as well. Like, every time Solar tried to move out, Lancer was always there, always ready for a punish, for a counterattack, sniping drones, sniping bases, queens, whatever he could get his hands on. And because of that, Solar, he was all in a way. Like, he was down to 66 drones. Like, he barely had an economy. He could barely sustain himself. He could not afford to tech switch. As much as I was saying, like, oh, there's no Spire. I mean, he couldn't really afford to Spire too much. He couldn't really afford to invest into upgrades and work towards Corruptors again. Like, he just wasn't set up for it. And Lancer takes the lead. Whew. GG. Lancer does take a lead, and now we're getting ready for game number 2. It's going to be Solar's map of choice. map of choice. And here we go. In the bottom left-hand corner, we have Solar for Team Vitality. And in the top right, we have Lancer for Mystery Game. Here we go. And honestly, a map like Alcyone, I'm not opposed to for Lancer going for a similar style. I'm referring to like a tech-heavy composition, going for a longer game. What I will say though is that here on a larger map like Alcyone, Solar, he will have more breathing room, which means he has more freedom to take more expansions, take more bases, settle into a longer game with a little bit more, just looking a little bit more comfortable here for the Zerg. That is the hope. Going to be the hope. We'll see if that's the direction we go in. We'll see if Lancer does deviate and go for a different style. But now, Hatch Gas Pool. Hatch Gas Pool out of Solar. Gate Expand from Lancer. Nothing crazy early on. Solo's not trying to take the gold base early on either. It's not crazy like Dark. We'll go for a standard expansion. Will not go for the gold. Sorry, just clearing my throat. I'm good. I'm good, Pappy. I'm good. But yeah, we're going to be settling in. As a reminder, last game, Lancer did open up Void Ray. I say this all the time. If a player opens up Void Ray one time in a series, I would love to see it again, just because it's a really good way to keep the Zerg player on their toes, to keep them guessing, and to make things look like the previous game, when then you can just kind of switch things up and shake things up and go for something different. So we'll keep an eye on Lancer to see if he does go for the Void Ray once again. But now, Probe Scout across the map. He is here in time to delay the third. And it looks like he will. Probe is in position. Pylon gets thrown down. And the goal here is to delay the third base long enough for the Adept to arrive. But the Adept is still a ways off. We actually went Stalker, never mind. Went Stalker first. So just an annoying delay. Lancer will expand. Sorry, Solo will expand, and Lancer is on 2 bases. And we have our tech of choice, Stargate. Stargate is on the way. Keep an eye on that first unit. Solo finally taking his expansion. Joining up, and there it is, Void Ray. I like it. I approve, Pappy, I approve. Even if it's to get into the same kind of game state and the same follow-up, I love the idea of the Void Ray just because, again, it does kind of shroud you in a cloud of uncertainty here. With Solo's that much more unaware of what you're up to. And can be lured in. From here, Solo fanning out his Lings. The tower is under control of Lancer. And once again, it's going to be Void Ray first, followed by the Oracle. It's on the way. Solo still trying to get a read on what's going on. Ooh, that's going to be an early Roach Warren. Solo might believe this is a Twilight Council opener. That was a 4-minute Roach Warren out of Solar. Lings, they shut down the Adept. Void Ray reveals itself. And do we turn this defense into an offense? Does Solar actually make use of that Roach Warren? As Void Ray shuts down the Overlord. Third base getting up and running. And we do almost get another Overlord. We just barely do. Void Ray takes whole damage, but will escape. We'll get the hell out of there. And we're following this up with a very fast Twilight Council. Okay. Twilight Council into Forge. Base isn't even done. I'm curious if this is going to be charge again. If it's going to be +1 into charge. We'll keep an eye on Lancer. Meanwhile, we can see the Solar's joining. So again, Solar, he was afraid it was a Twilight Council opener. That's why he went for the Roach Warren as quickly as he did. And it was a bit of a waste of resources. It was resources we could have spent otherwise on more drones, on a faster 4th phase, or just tech in general. Eva Chamber into upgrades. Depths have arrived, threatening a shade towards the third. Oracles dip in. We get a handful of drones. So far, 2 workers. It's okay. 2 drones go down. Behind this is going to be +1 and Blink. Not charged this time, so it is going to be a different variation, different follow-up here out of Lancer. And we'll keep an eye on the gateway count. I believe 4 gateways for the time being. 2 gateways done, 2 more on the way, 4 in total. I say that 2 more have been thrown now. We're getting up to 6. We have a 6-gate setup. Robo's on the way. Okay, so I was looking for any signs of a 3-base all-in. I was looking for any signs of a lack of robo, lack of gases, lack of 4th base, and maybe 8 gateways, but that's not what we're seeing. We are teching, and Lancer is looking to expand. Lancer is opening up that mineral wall and looking to expand to take a 4th base. Meanwhile, Solo going for the Spire. He gets gutted! The Spire gets thrown down. Revelation does connect, and Lancer is all over this. He does spot the Spire. And Lancer should be responding soon. Stay strapped into the main. Ooh. Will take down a Queen. The Oracle barely does escape. Oh my god, on so little HP, and the Oracle, is it going to go down? Not quite. Does thread the needle, does get the hell out of there. Now, there we go. Okay, we get another revelation. What I was going to say is that Lancer has not made any Phoenixes yet because he's waiting to see if Solar cancels. So he stacked revelations. Once again with the Spire, he wants to make sure that it actually finishes before he starts making Phoenixes. He doesn't want to get, like, you know, bamboozled and forced to invest into something he doesn't need to. So we get another revelation. Charge now on the way, +2 as well. Stalker's moving out towards the 4th base. But Solar has invested into a ground army, has roaches. Does he have enough to hold on? And drones are under fire. Workers going down. The stasis is set up so far. Solar blinks. Solar blinks here from Lancer. It's trading nicely. Links are going down. Stasis is popped. We have more reinforcements on the way. We have 12 mutas in production from the side of Solar. And Lancer, he's looking to commit here. Didn't make any Phoenixes. He's got Archons on the horizon. But he wants to go for the kill. He wants to break Solar here and now. Stasis does get baited out. Solid bait there from Solar, and he's diving on top of the Stalker. Stalkers are falling. Oracle as well. And we have to get the hell out of here. And Lancer did misjudge this. And the mutas are punishing this so hard. Oh my god, we're bleeding out too many Stalkers. So many Stalkers going down. We are trying to hold our own. With the help of the shield battery, the overcharge, and the cannon, we can defend the 4th. But Lancer bled out a lot of units and has lost map control. And now the mutas have arrived. Again, that move was designed to kill the 4th. It was meant to kill the 4th base, keep Solar on the back foot, and punish these mutas. So far, that hasn't happened. I mean, I say that 3 mutas did just go down. Not bad. The Stalkers do hold their own. But now Lancer's forced into a longer game. And again, wasn't really looking for this kind of game state. Archon's being morphed in. So far, we are holding on. Meanwhile, Solar moving out with this ground army. Moving out towards that 3rd. As we said, Lindsay, a big shout out to Thriving GG. Gah, Bobby. Thank you so much for the raid. Good to see you again. It's been a while. It's been a while, but a shout out to Thriving GG. Hope you had a great ladder session. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great time. As welcome to WTL, to World Team League. Solar massing up his Lingbane Roach. Headed towards that 4th base. Overcharges pump, but we barely have an army. Yeah, the Banelings are breaking through. We're working towards the mineral line. Roaches taking some of the Archons. Lancer, he will split between his main and his 4th base. And Solar, he will roll over this army. Roll over the 4th. The Nexus is going to go down. And we get into the mineral line. 22, 24 probes falling. Colossus are on the way, but the Nexus does fall. And we can just keep going. And Solar is breaking through. The Colossus is going to be able to kite back. And we do overextend for a moment here, but hey, we got the base. We got the mineral line, we got the base. That's all we did need. And from here, Solar, he can back off, remax, rebuild. Hive is on the way. 2-1 upgrades. And we can start working towards something like Lurker Tech. Solo looking a lot more comfortable here. For those that are maybe tuning in just now and curious about the lead up to this, basically Lancer was committed. Lancer, he doubled down. He went for a massive move out to try to punish the Spire tech of Solar. He did scout the Spire. Spire wasn't done at the time. And Solar was trying to get into Mutas. Alas, Solar was able to survive. He held on just long enough for the Mutas to swap out. Deflated the push and got map control from there. Gained momentum from there. Here we go, we have a remax, we have rebuilt, we're headed towards the third base once again. We have the overcharge, and that will keep the Colossus alive. Solar does break through most of the ground army, but won't break the third. Has to back up. Has to back up, has to retreat. But again, Solar can keep this going. He has an economy, he has the goal base behind this. Solar can afford these trades, Lancer less so. So you barely do not get the Archon. And Solar picking up a couple of Stalkers. Again, not the most efficient trades out of Solar, but now he's got the Hive. And what does that mean? That means we have Vipers. Vipers are on the way. Alongside Adrenal. On the side of that Adrenal. Solo, once again, he can just back off, he can rebuild, he can remax. And Lancer is stuck at home. I mean, from this moment, there are some comeback mechanics here, like with this Warp Prism. Really, we're heavily reliant on this Warp Prism to get across the map, get into mineral lines, somehow wreak havoc. Solo's maxed out, so he doesn't really have any reinforcements back at home. So there is potential. There is potential with the Zealot counterattack, but it's got to do a lot. Zealots say to hit the third, hit the natural. Headed towards the third base as well. Solo does race back home. That does give some breathing room. Lancer clearing up a lot of creep. War Prism into the main. 13 drones go down. And this is nice damage if only Lancer was on 4 bases. That's the problem here, as we do warp into the main and more drones are falling. Like, this would be amazing if we had more of an even game state. 17 drones go down, a lot of creep is being denied. These are good moves, but still not enough. As Lancer has to get the hell out of there, it's the race back home. The other ideal here is for Solar to push into the third, like for Lancer to fight with cannons, with shield batteries, with an overcharge. Likewise, that is the ideal here for Lancer, is for Solar to overextend. And he's pushing in. Oh, but here come the Vipers. Yeah, the Vipers have arrived. We abduct, we yoink every single Colossus. The 3 of them do get abducted, and the 3 of them, they all go down. And we're getting into the production, getting into the robo. Bailings, they look to crash in. Storm is not yet done. It just now finishes up after the Colossus go down. We have the Storms. Oh my god. The Storms are pretty good. And Lancer holds. But once again, if only he kept his Colossus alive, then he could go for a counterattack. Here, less so. He can chase down some of these roaches with the Stalkers. Solo doesn't take the best trade, but now he's reinforcing with Mass Ling. Another massive storm. We're collapsing on top of the Stalkers. We're punishing the move outs. Getting on top of the Archons as well. And it looks like Solar has done it. He's broken through the main army. And GG gets called. Solar ties it up 1-1. GG. Solar looking a little bit disappointed. I mean, did lose the first game, and I'm sure Solo was hoping for a 2-0. I'm pretty sure most people... What about Maru? As we are jumping in and spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have Maru for Team Vitality. And in the bottom left, we have Lemon for Mystery All Gamers. Lemon, not to be confused with Max Packs, they do look quite similar. You know, they have similar hairstyles and similar complexions. True. But there are some distinct differences. One is Lemon is a lot taller, has long legs. Max Packs does not. Corm State. So we are going to be selling. Is this live? Oh, right. For those that are curious, it is in the Twitch title, but this is a replay cast. This series did unfold on Saturday, but we were otherwise casting something else. We were still casting, but we were casting a different event, so we weren't able to cover specifically this series live. So because we missed out on this live, we are catching up via replays with Maru with Team Vitality versus Mystery Old Gamers. The rest of WTL we casted live over the weekend. Did cover it over the weekend. Max Pack short legs, yeah, compared to Lemon. Obviously, selling Max Pack short. True. Aye. So now we are settling in. Is going to be a double gas opener out of Maru. Interesting. Is going to be double gas, going for a delayed CC. Going for something a little bit more tech heavy, a little bit more aggressive early on. This typically leads into drop play, but can lead into something like a Banshee opener with a tank push. Has been very trendy as of late amongst the Korean Terrans. We even saw that earlier today with Byun. We've seen Maru do this even last week. We shall see. So now going for the second Reaper, not going for the reactor first. Just looking for map control, scouting for proxies, making sure there is no gateway. And we begin with the Reaper Hellion, but where do we end up? Really, I'm keeping my eye out for the add-ons. It's going to be Reactor on the Rex. And do we get a Tech Lab on the Factory? If so, we could see an add-on swap with the Starport. As, okay, no Tech Lab. It's going to be a Widowmine, which means Maru is most likely working towards a drop. Towards medevac production. Meanwhile, we have our tech of choice, Lemon, going for a Twilight Council. Okay. Most likely Blink. I say most likely, if you were here earlier today for ESL Americas, you'd know that we were like, oh yeah, it's going to be Blink. And then Geralt went for a DT opener, and he defeated Byun. It was crazy. I recommend the VODs. And Geralt T popped up versus Byun earlier today. Was a beautiful sight. Was amazing. As the Reapers dip in. Again, Blink is on the way. And we are getting ready for that drop play. Medevac's moving out, followed by the Tech Labs. Tech Lab on both the factory and the starport. Maru keeping tabs. 2 more gates thrown down. I believe 3-gate Blink from the side of Lemon. Very safe, very defensive. It is designed to give the Protoss map control. But he does miss the medevac. We do dive into the main. Headed for the main base. Meanwhile, we spoke about Banshee tank earlier, and I was keeping my eye on the Tech Lab. It is, in fact, going to be Cloak Banshees from Maru with that tank production. And it's been very trendy. Ooh, Mind Drill goes off, takes down the Stalker. And we still have 1 more Widowmine in that medevac. But Lemon is keeping up. Does zone the drop away. We do still unload in the main. Oh, Lemon does pull back. The Stalker! Oh, once again, a second Stalker goes down. These are expensive losses. 2 Stalkers for 2 mines. Not a bad trade here from Maru. And here comes the follow-up, the tank Banshee push. Now, the way this works here is that the Banshees can be harassing a mineral line at the same time as a tank push, or we could bring it all together and kind of fortify ourselves, consolidate the army, and bring down the third. And now Banshee making its way towards the main. We do have an observer in the center of the map. Oh, he sees! Ooh, observer gets sniped. Massive pick off here from Maru. But there is a second observer that just spawned in, and it's in the main. Thankfully, Lemon does have it in the main base. Again, these Banshee builds have been quite trendy, so it makes sense for Lemon to be ready for this. Does blink in. Still bleeding out 3 probes, but will shut down the Banshee. Nicely done. At the same time, Maru pushing towards the third. Tank getting within range. To pick up the Adept, but the shield battery is done. And can we get on top of that tank? We blink in! And the tank is going to be targeted down. We get one. The other has arrived. Detection is available. And Lemon, he will shut this down. Barely getting the second tank. And tanks are cleaned up. Maru, he's on the run. And we can chase this down. I'll send it back. Send it up. Gets the medevac. Gets the Banshee. Oh, we are bleeding out a lot of Stalkers. Observer gets sniped. This pushing forward does get eyes on the tank. We'll retreat. We'll respect that position. Behind this, Lemon replacing that Observer. And working towards Colossus production. Bay is on the way. We save the third. That's what's most important. Okay, winding it back a little bit here. This aggressive build out of Maru was designed to bring down the third. The third survives, and Maru lost so much of the process. Lost 2 tanks, lost 2 Banshees. Marines as well, which are less important. The tanks and Banshees were brutal. And there's a lot of pressure now on Maru to fight back. Banshee hits the natural, shield batteries in position, we minimize our losses, only 2 probe kills. So far so good. Lemon is holding. Maru getting ready for another move out. We have Stim, combat shields, and +1 on the horizon. I believe Maru has not thrown down a 3rd CC. If that's the case, then we're pretty all in. Okay, there we go. 3rd CC now on the way on location. Very delayed 3rd base, but again, Maru is committed. Needs to get damage done. 4th Nexus on the way. Lemon maintaining his economic lead. So the Observer has to be very careful. Oh, barely getting out of range. Trying to keep tabs on Maru. Lemon knocking down those rocks so we can rotate over. And the first Colossus has arrived. With that first Colossus, I'm not so sure we can actually break the third. We can try to bypass the main army and head for the 4th. That we can do. We can try to hit the 4th base or rotate over towards the natural. We stim in, we go for the Observer. Up! Observer is sniped. Nice pickup. And we are headed for the 4th base. We'll see if we can get it. Meanwhile, the tanks, oh, don't get caught off guard. That was close. Tanks will be able to siege up. Lemon in position. Shield battery not quite ready. But we have 2 Colossus. Thermal Lance not done yet. And we're getting on top of the tanks. We're committing. 1 tank goes down. 2nd tank as well. Solid snipes here from Lemon. Colossus are exposed. Shield battery does finish. We have the overcharge. Oh, we barely lose the first Colossus, but we save the other. We save the second. Still a very close defense. Once again, Maru goes for the dive. Does not get the Colossus. Does hold its own. A nice spread here out of Maru. Very nice concave. But it's still not enough. See, once again, he's trying to engage. Colossus pulls away. And nice control here from Lemon. He will shut this down. He will clean this up. And Lemon holds. Oh my god. Lemon does hold on. Gets away with his 4th. And Lemon has an insane economy. He's on 76 probes behind this. The economy is solid. The production is still trying to keep up. We just take the gold. Oh, calm down. We just take the gold. Why not, Papi? Just take a 5th. Ay, ay, ay. Nexus has been thrown down. We're still on 1 robo production, bear that in mind, and we have not taken extra gases. We have not taken gases at the 3rd or the 4th base. So we can't afford a 2nd robo, and we can't afford, double Colossus production. We're not there yet. Trying to keep up. Some medevacs are going to be forced back. Maru going for a split push. Does try to hit the 5th. How about Delta ready? Mindshot catches the sentry, and we do clean up a lot of these zealots. Yeah, Lemon does overextend. Leading out a lot of units at the same time. Maru hits the natural. The low Colossus count is killing Lemon right now. He needs another Colossus, and it's on the way. Just now popped out. Whew. Now he's got 2. 1 for each base, 1 for each side. Lemon is holding. And now here we go. Second Robo's on the way. We can embrace the Colossus and Disruptors as well. We're getting there. Lemon is stabilizing. And Maru is still trying to bring him down. Has to back off. We have a 4th CC on the way. Ghost production has begun. Vikings as well. As we're getting into a higher Viking count, that's where we do need Disruptors or Storm. Another form of splash damage. And there it is. The first Disruptor's on the way. Getting into Disruptor production. 5th base getting saturated. Gonna have a lot of minerals to work with. A lot of minerals. Gases are on the way. That's gonna be a 3rd Robo. Let's go. Who needs double Disruptors when you can get triple Disruptor production? Let's go. So we have that 3rd Robo. And Maru has to back off. So Lemon has a lot of room to breathe here. The game does settle down. Take a moment to breathe. Lemon getting into his Robo production. Maru trying to keep up with his bio. The aggression of Maru just was not able to break Lemon. He's getting into his 4th. I appreciate that Lemon is still not fully committed to moving out. He's still waiting for more Disruptors. Staying on his half of the map. Knows that would be a mistake. That would be what really Maru wants. It's Lemon pushing into him. Disruptors have arrived. So far the armies do dance with each other. Have another over in the chamber. Doesn't quite connect. Taking down one of those Marauders. Again, it's a very delicate dance here. Both armies are maxed out, but Lemon is very gateway heavy. Has a lot of zealots. A handful of EMPs is all that Maru does need, as long as we can avoid the Novas. The Novas are keeping him back. Nova going up. Ooh, no, oh my, the splits! Oh my god! Calm down. We avoid the Nova. To avoid it, Maru pulling back. Yeah, +1 shield weapons on the way. 5th CC as well. Maru building up. CranKy back against the mine shots. And that Disruptor count is getting higher and higher as time goes on. We've not been able to snipe them. That is a little bit concerning. Nice Viking volleys on the first Colossus. Pulling back, one of the Disruptors is exposed. Ooh, and it does go down. Vikings, they shut down the Colossus. 2 of them fall, there's 1 left. And Lemon does overextend. He has to get the hell out of here. And he bleeds out every single Colossus. A big overextension from the Protoss. It's not ideal. We still have Disruptors. Gonna be collapsing in. Still have those Disruptors. Lemon can't afford these strays. Lemon double expanding behind this. Getting a 6th and 7th Nexus. Oh my god. Playing like a Zerg player. Nice target firing. Disruptors go down. We blink back and oh, that's going to be 3 Disruptors falling. 1 Disruptor left. That's A1. 0 Disruptors remaining. Very nice control here out of Maru. Does clean up all the Robo units, but reinforcements have arrived. Can Lemon hold his own? Takes down the Widow Mines. Chases down the Ghosts. I mean, maybe losing those Robo units, but the Stalkers, they hold their own. Oh my god, we're taking Maru's gold! Lemon, he's an animal! He's crazy! Wait, his expanding has been insane. Just taking the gold in the face of Maru. And if he can get this up and running, we can throw down shield batteries. Yeah, the observer looks like they have just noticed. They're like, oh my god, what's going on? Pushing on forward, getting some of the Widow Mines. And Lemon, he has no chill, forcing his way up the ramp, trying to get into the mineral line. Doesn't quite commit. That's EMPs on the Stalkers. We haven't really had a big Nova here out of Lemon, but he's just been zoning the army away, and the Stalkers over time have been getting a lot of value. We had one Nova earlier, which took down the Widow Mines. Like, took down like 4 Widow Mines or something. Outside of that, nothing major. And Ghost getting caught out. Finally, better connections, much better connections. Mirrors and Ghost do fall. And Maru slipping up a little bit here. I'm sure feeling very pressured upon seeing that goal base. As it is getting saturated. Dark Shrine on the way, +3 as well. Still maintaining our disruptors. Trading with the army. And it feels like Lemon's been pushing for like the past 5 minutes. Like it's just been non-stop. Pulls away for a second or two, but just keeps on going. Just rattling across the map. Slowly gaining ground. Colossus should be going down to the Vikings. Colossus does fall. Nice spread of those disruptors. And Lemon is pushing in towards that base. Supplies is still neck and neck. But Maru, he's up against his third. He cannot lose this position. Once we bring down the third, we can push towards the natural and towards the main. Disruptor count still very healthy. And Maru, he goes for the dive. He does collapse in. Nova's going off. Big connections. Oh my god, the Purification Novas, they're insane. They shut down the Marauders, they shut down the Ghosts. Lemon does take a better trade. He does take a better fight. And Lemon, he's taking another expansion. He's taking Maru's bases. Oh my god. He's expanding on the right-hand side. Almost every base on the map belongs to Lemon. Just no chill. Forcing his way in. Boys are being pulled. Maru getting caught out of position. Lemon's pushing towards that natural. He's pulling back. He's forced to pull away. Still maintaining those disruptors. Decent spreads here out of Maru. Good EMPs on the Stalkers as well. We pull back to the overcharge at the doorstep of Maru. Yeah, the overcharge is what we hold our own. We hold the position. Lemon going to be reinforcing. We focus on the Liberators. Limbs go down. Oh my god, and a massive connection. We're going to lose every single disruptor, but it was worth it. It was worth it. It looks like Lemon has done it. He breaks on through. Shuts down the Bio Army. Zealots have arrived. The choke point here is brutal. Lemon trying to get on top of the main army, but the Sim City is working against him. And Maru is barely holding on. Barely does hold. Lands the Vikings. Forces back Lemon. Supplies looking very close. The pylon, we deny the warp in. But there's another warp in just behind it. And it looks like Lemon, he has broken the back of Maru. GG gets called, and Lemon takes game number 1. Oh my god. Crazy. GG. It felt like once Lemon started pushing, that was crazy. And we're getting into game 2, and sporting in the bottom left-hand corner, we have Maru for Team Vitality. And in the top right, we have Lemon for Mystery All Gamers. Catching up with the chat, this is a Zerg hybrid. Lemon plays Zonaga. I mean, the thing is, like, winding it back a little bit, Lemon was expanding like a Zerg in the beginning, and then he was expanding like an animal. Like, because even Zerg players don't take your opponent's bases while they're pushing. Like, that doesn't happen. It's crazy. I've seen several do it once. I've seen several do it against Ryung on Ghost River, where as Cyril's pushing towards the 4th base, he takes like Ryung, he like skips his own bases and just takes Ryung's bases. Like that did occur, I think like 2 weeks ago. Like, even that isn't normal. Where you're not expanding behind your army, you're expanding in front of your army. You're like, it's crazy. He wore Maru down over time like citric acid. Oh, oh no. The pH, it's too low, papi. It's too low. So now we are going to be settling in. Once again, double gas opener, double gas out of Maru. I mean, winding it back, I should also praise Lemon for his early game defense. Remember, Maru was hyper aggressive. Maru, he opened up with a Widowmine drop into Banshees into a tank push. And if you recall, that did set Maru behind early on because the Banshees didn't do enough damage and the tank push was completely shut down. The third base survived. Remember, the goal, the point of the build of Maru was to deny the third. Was to bring the third base down and get ahead from there and get ahead economically. It didn't happen. He fell behind. He had a very late third, very late fourth base as a result. Like, there's a lot that came into that game, and a big reason as to why Lemon was able to get as comfortable as he was the failed aggression out of Maru initially. But we'll see how Maru does adjust here. And he might just calm things down himself. Like, after the failed Banshee tank push, we might just calm things down and get into a more standard back and forth. We'll see. But now Reaper dips into the main. It's going to be a Twilight Council opener out of Lemon. First pro. Oh, that's around! Oh my god! Lemon! Maru, he's laughing. Oh my god. Lemon surrounding the Reaper. Oh my god. I'm telling you. Max Pax, is that you? It's Max Pax's older brother. Look, Lemon, just like Max Pax, not using cans. Just saying, not using cans. Coincidence? Related? Maybe. Oh my god. As the Adepts, they get across the map, they delay the CC, they kill the building SCV, and as a result, the natural base is going to take quite a bit longer to get going. Adepts are going to be cleaned up. Weren't able to shade away. Weren't able to shade away here. So we have additional Hellions moving out. In the end, Lemon does fully wall off, or at least he tries to. Up the probe! The probe goes down. One Hellion does slip in, but just the one. We'll get a full scout, but will not really threaten the mineral line. We should be able to preserve our probes. Should be able to keep them up. Hellion dipping into the natural. Skills took that max back. Yeah. Not for the first time, if you recall. In a previous EPT Europes. Guess all Europes even. Tell you, Nikita's been looking good. Been looking solid back. As Lemon is going to be opening up Blink. Once again, going to be a Blink-based opener, settling into additional gateways. I believe going to be a 3-gate setup here as Lemon expands towards the south, taking the linear third. And this time, Maru is getting ready for another push. This time, though, without Banshees. It's going to be tanks, it's going to be early Liberators, it's going to be very committed here out of Maru. And if Lemon doesn't see this coming ahead of time, this could hit like a truck. As Lemon is taking the triangular third. My apologies, I thought he was mining through the mineral patches. He was not. Takes the triangular third base. Maru, he is moving out. And looking at the vision of Lemon, he does spot the SCVs. But more or less, he's aware of what's going on. Shield batteries on the way. We need warp ins as soon as possible, and we need to slow this down. No, Lemon, he misses the army. Oh, he does misread this. Heads on the left-hand side, he misses the main army, and we have arrived. Maru sieging up outside of the natural. Boys are being pulled. Overcharges popped as well. It's all or nothing for Lemon. Does get the lib. Liberator goes down, but the tank volleys are insane. Tank is going to be focused down as well, but we're going to lose so many Stalkers in the process. Yeah, the Marines, they pop off. They bring down the Stalkers one after the other. 2 Stalkers left, and Maru has done it. Maru, he has broken through. Again, Lemon, he thought the army was coming for the third base, but it was coming for the natural. We depower the gateways. We shut down the shield battery. And we have control of the natural base. Maru, he's angry. He's upset after what happened in game 1. And he's here for his game. He's here for his game 2. A GG gets called, and Maru will tie things up 1-1. GG. GG, well played. Again, Lemon, he did catch wind of the move outs, but because of the positioning of the SCVs, it looks like he thought the move out was Kung Fu Cup last week and ESL Asia the week before that. Hopefully we come across them. We have our players and we're jumping right in. Oh, and spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have Ryung for Team Vitality. And in the bottom left, we have Strange for Mystery All Gamers. Let us go. The TVPs do continue. And we'll see if Ryung does continue the aggressive streak here that Maru did kind of set. Maru was hyper-aggressive on 2 bases, both in Game 1 and in Game 2 against Lemon. But last, both Ryung and Strange were watching. They're both aware. Let's see how Strange does approach. I feel like Strange is pretty underrated amongst the European Protoss players. Strange, he really does come out when we need him most in WTL. Like, we've seen him take down and bring down some big names in the past. Would not say he's the favorite player, but has it in him. Not quite on the level of Firefly, but like every now and then he pops up. It's impressive. It is impressive. As we are going for our gate expand, and Ryung, for the first time here tonight, it is not a double gas opener. Okay. I appreciate it. So Ryung is going for a Rax expand. It's a single gas opener, which means a faster CC. You can see there the command center is now on the way. It is going to be a delayed factory out of Ryung. So taking a more macro approach, I mean, I'm sure a big part of it is the map. The map itself, loading into Amphion, is a very defendable map. The natural base has a ramp leading into it. Likewise, the triangular third is very fortifiable as well. As a result, we've seen a lot more later games on Amphion. It can be difficult to be aggressive and assertive on this map. For those that are curious, there are no vetoes. The map pick process is the players are picked ahead of time, and then once the players are set in stone, then the admins, the organizers of WTL, they kind of roll the dice and they pick and choose what maps are allocated to each pairing. Because of that, we're able to cast maps like Dynasty and Post-Youth and Amphion with a little bit more regularity, which I appreciate. Maps that are often vetoed are forced on WTL. For our entertainment map. And again, it's refreshing. It is a more refreshing kind of a map picking process. Likewise, it's also a loser's pick. So if a player does take a loss, then they can pick whatever map they want. Likewise, also leads into maps like Dynasty and Post-Youth. Ghost River as well. As Strange is going for a Robo opener. Okay, speaking about Strange, when it comes to common PvT builds, the most common ones are either Twilight Council openers or Stargate. Robo openers are very out of fashion. We have seen some of the Koreans embrace it as of late. It's a very safe way to play. With a Robo opener, it allows you to get into fast Colossus production and fast Robotech in general. It does mean that you have less maneuverability out on the map. It means no Blink Stalkers, no Fleetingses, for example. You're lacking map control, and it's a little bit harder to shut down drop play, but it allows you to build up towards a more robust army. A lot faster. Speaking of fast Colossus, yeah, there it is. There's the Bay. The Bay is on the way, so Colossus are on the horizon. Back in the day, this used to be a lot more commonplace when 3-Rax Marine, or 3-Raxes were a lot more commonplace as well from the Terran side. It would just shut it down. And Ryung is going for an early drop, is spotted by the Observer. Cyclones moving out. Marines as well. These are vanilla Marines for Ryung. No stim, no combat shields. Really, they hit a buffer for the Cyclones. And we'll see if Ryung can pop off. Meanwhile, shield battery's down. We do get on top of the medevac. Medevac does unload. One Stalker goes down already. We have the shield battery, we have the overcharge. Do force field the ramp. And with the help of the overcharge, we should be able to hold on. Shield battery is targeted down. And the shield battery does fall. Boys are being pulled, and Ryung, does he barely have enough? Out the medevac. Yeah, with the death of the medevac, that means we can focus on the Cyclones. Cyclones are going down, and we will clean this up without losing too much more. And that was not a bad defense. What did we lose? We lost a shield battery. We lost only 3 probes. Could have been so much worse. But Strange does hold. Likewise, Liberator poised to go into the main. Strange in position. He's in his main base, and Ryung backs up. Ryung backs up, getting into his 3-1-1 setup. Stim is now on the way. And the first Colossus is on the horizon for Strange. Third base now being taken as well. And honestly, I want to favor Strange here, just because, I mean, we're going to have a big power spike once we get up to 2 and 3 Colossus, just because they're going to arrive so quickly and so early. It's going to be on Ryung to recognize what's going on, respond with either greed or try to pull apart the more immobile army of Strange. Strange is now expanding. Taking his third. Colossus is scouted, so with this, Ryung should now be fully aware that it was a robo opener into a bay. He's now aware that Strange is being much more defensive and much more tech heavy. And is working on his own third base. He's working on his third. Liberator repositioning outside of the main. Waiting for ideally a big distraction. Some multi-pronged aggression. Doesn't want to waste it. So we do snipe the Observer. Keen eyes there to Ryung. We have a backup Observer on the way. Strange reinforcing with Charlottes and Archons. Could go into Storm as well. Temple Archives is on the way here for the Protoss. Is on the way. Ryung moving out with a double drop. But is going to be spotted by the Observer. Again, really nice Observer positioning here out of Strange. Does spot everything he needs to. That was a bit of a tell. Ryung, he scans, he sees that the army just warped in, he's like, hold up. How'd you know I was coming? Like, how'd you know I was here? So that is to tell that there's an Observer somewhere that did spot him. We'll see if he can find it. And there's the scan, he does find the Observer. Nice pickup. Ryung moving out on the right hand side. He's got his lib, he's got his main army, and he's got his double drop. Can he break Strange? Again, Strange has got, what, almost 3 Colossus. I'm not sure the main army can do much. And 2 Colossus here at the third. 1 Colossus in the main. So a nice spread out of Strange. And Ryung, he scans, he backs up. he's like, you know what? Nah, I'm good. Ryung, he will retreat. Taking his third. I would love to see a faster fourth out of Ryung. Just because Strange, he's holding his own and he's gotten away with a lot. Remember, Strange was the one who had relinquished all kinds of map control and just now moving out with his 3 Colossus. Skin reveals the main. Main is empty. We're going in. Ryung, he knocks down the 4th base, jumps into the main. And Strange doesn't care, he just commits. He's pushing right down mid, going for the kill. Tank is gonna go down. Bunker alongside it. Zelsa gets into the mineral line, and Ryung is in trouble. The Colossus are being held back. They're stuck on the eBay. We have to push forward. Regardless, we have control of the low ground, we have control of the natural. Ryung denies 1 Nexus, he has control of the main as well. He's going for the third base trade? Do we just commit? Remember, Strange can always recall if he ever needs to. Can always recall, but now he's going for the main base. He's going for the kill. Vikings are in position by only 2 Vikings. 1 Colossus goes down. We barely get 1 Colossus. Can we get another? As the concave is brutal and the Zealous is stuck in the back line. There's so much wasted DPS here as Zealous just cannot do anything. And more bases are falling. We get the natural. We can get all the bases. We can get all the buildings. Uh-oh. Strange. He took a little bit too long busting into the main. He will break through. Ryung could try to force a draw. Bear that in mind. He can float his buildings. And we have no Skytoss units. Yeah, Ryung just evacuates, hunting down all the probes. Buildings are under fire, but again, Strange, he cannot chase all of them down. And some of them are safe in the dead space. And Ryung, has he done it? I think he has. Yeah, all the probes are falling. Their probes are going down. The army does reinforce across the map. The jumps of the Vikings have arrived. Strange, he's racing back home, but I don't think he can. Does he have any buildings? Does he have any buildings? Strange, he has 12 workers. They survived. Strange has money for a Nexus. He can throw one down. And it looks like Strange has probes on the right-hand side, I think. Yeah, and Ryung does get out. He picks up and gets the hell out of the main base. And there we go. Oh, I'm not too fond of the location of the third base, but okay, it's on the way. Nexus has been thrown down. I mean, it's fine. What I was going to say is that I was hoping it would be a little bit more hidden to make it a little bit more difficult for Ryung to scout it, but it's going to be at the replacement third base location. And taking a moment to breathe here, the armies are quite comparable to each other. We saved all the orbitals so we can mule, which means we can get our economy back up and running. Scan does reveal the location of the Nexus, so Ryung is fully aware of where the base is. And he's got a lot of energy on those CCs. A lot of energy to work with. Oh, he's going to try and collapse in. Can we commit? Here we go for the dive. Colossus is going to be targeted. One Colossus goes down. The second Colossus as well. Yeah, the Vikings, they just wreak havoc. And it looks like Ryung, he has done it. He's broken the main army. I mean, sure, we have some gateway units, but no more Colossus. And Stalkers are falling one after the other. And GG gets called. Ryung. Ryung takes with a big sigh. Game number 1. Oh, let's go. He's got the Maru bottle. He's got the bottle, Papi. Beautiful. GG. A lot of time and a lot of killed units as well. Like, there was a lot of wasted potential there from Strange in that dive into the main. And here we go. We're getting into game 2. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have Ryung for Team Vitality. And in the top left, we have Strange for Mystery All Gamers. Oh my god. In a very close game 1. Could have gone either way. I do think the base trade was the best option for Ryung, 100%. We spoke about it before about how Strange was building up towards the ideal army, had opened up Robo, had successfully defended early on, gotten into 3 bases and snowballing out of control with his push. So Ryung avoiding the first fight did make sense. It did create a lot of chaos. And now we're settling into game 2. Now, as a reminder, last game, Ryung went for a more economic opener. He went for a Rax expand into a double Cyclone drop with a Marine push. This time, once again, only one Gas Geyser. So Ryung is going for the CC. He is opening up more economically. And we'll see if Strange goes for a different kind of tech structure. If you recall, Strange did open up Robo last game, which is what led into the overall Colossus timing and that kind of army composition, that play style. Which honestly was working well. It was not a bad start for Strange. Not a bad start. SCV Scout gets across the map, does confirm the expansion. And will also confirm no crazy proxies, the pylons are all back at home. Just making sure that everything's as it should be. See in the chat. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Sí, Pecoeta. Freak as well. Simkin. Ahí está. Hope you're all doing well. Even after the nerf, Disruptor's still OP. Hi. That was in reference to the Lemon game earlier. Lemon's just an animal. He's crazy. Reaper gets across the map. And this time we do have a different tech structure. Okay, Strange going for a Twilight Council opener, not a Robo. So a very different tech path here by Strange. Going for the Twilight Council, working towards Blink, I imagine. I say I imagine because technically this could be a Dark Shrine opener, but should be Blink. And there it is. Blink is being researched. Likewise, Ryung getting into his 1-1-1. This time, not making any Cyclones. He's going for a Reaper Hellion initially, so he's not going for any early Cyclone drop like he did previously. So both players are adapting, both players are adjusting to their opponents. Ryung setting up for a Widowmite drop. Meanwhile, Strange opening up with 3 gateways. Okay, it's going to be 3-gate Blink. At least 3-gate Blink. This is a very safe way to open up. It's a way to get map control, to shut down drop play, shut down aggression. Not overly committed either. This does lead into a third base, into an expansion. Robo has been thrown down. And the hallucination does confirm the Widowmine production. So Strange, he's aware that a Widowmine drop is making its way across the map. He is aware. Reaper gets shut down. Hellion will scout. Will get eyes on the third base. Being a nuisance. Ideally dragging the Stalkers out of position. We're warping in 3 Stalkers at a time. We're getting ready to respond to the drop. Not fully aware where it's coming in from. As the drop does get eyes on the natural. It's soon to boost in. Now Strange opts to go for his double gas and for his bait before, after the third base, so a little bit later. Is a little bit more greedy from the side of Strange, delaying his tech. And rushing into that third. But overall, just really safe play. Getting ready for Colossus production. And Ryung pulls away. Does pull away. Raven gets spotted. Ryung getting into his own 3-1-1 setup. Into his bio. When the Raven, upon being spotted, is going to be shut down. Oh! Oh my god, we barely do miss it. 1 more shot. Stalker's barely not within range. We do deter that Raven harass. At the same time, Widowmine does hit the third. We get a Widowmine in the third base. We get a Widowmine into the main. So far, good response, good reaction. Strange will clean this up. And only losing 1 probe so far. So nice defense out of Strange. Behind this third CC's on the way, so Ryung is not going for a 2-base all-in. Is expanding, is taking a third. Likewise, Strange embracing into double forge upgrades. A little bit greedy. Double forge into 1-1. But Strange is just building up and getting ready for the mid-game. Doesn't look like any early game aggression whatsoever from the Protoss. And the Raven from Ryung did race back home. Does get repaired. And we do even find the Observer. Up! Barely not getting it. Without the auditory rebuild. There we go. Observer does go down. Nice pickup. Third base on the horizon for Ryung. And Strange is still building up. You can see a gateway explosion for Strange. Getting up to 8 gateways. Soon taking a 4th. Getting to a Zealot heavy composition. Ryung does move out with a double drop. So far unscattered. Likewise moving out with his main army towards the left. For a double pronged attack. The main army is spotted. Ideally that distracts Strange. And the drop is headed into the main. We boost into the main base. 2 Stalkers in position. Only 2 Stalkers. And can we get some economic damage done? The Colossus do rotate into the main. Okay, they rotate over. Shield battery falls, we get a couple of probes, but only a handful. We get 6. Yeah, 6 probes going down. We will clean this up. At the same time, Ryung hits the 4th. And the 4th, it's going to be denied. Not bad. We deny the 4th base, and Ryung gets the hell out of there. Does race back. The drop in the main was quite costly, is what I will say. That was a lot of Marines and Marauders going down for only a handful of workers, but it did allow Ryung to deny the 4th. Not a bad trade. Pulls away, Colossus count getting higher. Ryung has to set up. Thankfully, the Medivacs did survive, but unlikely for the Medivacs to escape. They're all very low. Very low HP. See if they can get out of there. As Ryung is going to be building up, getting to ghost production. We can see a line of bunkers, widow mines, depots as well. Ryung a little bit afraid about a counterattack. We can see there is none. Strange is still building up. 2-2 is on the way for Strange. 4th base is being rebuilt. And Strange is still building up. Scan takes down the Observer. Ryung is moving out. It's quite a hefty army. He's got a lot of Marauders, but no Ghosts. Not yet. Ghosts are still joining the mix. Joining with the Marauders. 4 CC on the way. Getting ready for a later game. And Strange has a critical mass of Colossus. From here, we should be working towards either Disruptor or Storm. So far, none. Just Colossus in the gateway composition. I mean, I guess what we lack in Disruptors we make up for with 2-2. Like, these are very well upgraded gateway units. Bearing in mind, Ryung only has 1-1. Strange is moving out. Does force a defensive warp in. SimCity working a little bit against Ryung here. He has to calm down. Does pull back. Strange getting on top of the 3rd CC. Big EMPs. First Colossus goes down, but the Zealots, they collapse on top of the army. Into the mineral line on top of the main army as well. A lot of Zealots are going down, but they bring down most of the bio. And Strange, he takes down all the SCVs. 20 SCVs go down. But he's running out of Zealots. He's running out of a buffer. He has to get the hell out of here. Has to respect the concave. And can we bring down the Colossus? Ryung, he does step forward. He's going for the Colossus, and he barely does not get them. Zealots, they arrive just in time. Strange, he's breaking through. Despite not having a War Prism, by the way, Zealots from across the map, they arrive just in time. We deny the 3rd base. We maintain control. The Colossus, they somehow survive. The Viking wanted to be a little bit cheeky, but the Viking goes down. And Ryung, he gets knocked down to 2 bases. It was a very close fight. Very clutch. And again, the upgrades did carry. As 2-2 is just now finishing for Ryung after the fight. Strange once again pushing in, once again reinforcing with a massive wave of Zealots. And again, so Zealot heavy with 2-2. 2-2 just now finishing Ryung after the fight ends. GG gets called, and Strange, he breaks the natural and ties it up 1-1. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. Once again, a really interesting timing out of Strange. Winding it back a little bit, it was initially a Blinkstalker based opener into Colossus. We got up to 3. No disruptors, no other splash damage. We were heavily reliant on our Forge upgrades. If you recall, we got into Double Forge really early on, into 1-1, into that eventual 2-2 timing. And the Zealots did carry quite a lot there. It was on those Zealots to buffer, to help support the army, to allow the Stalkers and the Colossus to actually get damage done. And Zealots themselves even put in a lot of work as well. GG. GG, well played. We tie up the series with 3-3, which means we are going to the ace match. And do we get a game 3 between Maru and Lemon? That's the question, because it's got to be Maru, right? Like, as the ace player for Team Vitality, we have options. If it was a Terran opponent, Ryung could come out. Solar is a good player, don't get me wrong, but I feel like Maru has to be the choice here for the ace. I feel like he has to be the choice. In saying that, who is the choice for Mystery All Gamers? Again, do we have faith in Lemon, right? Do we have faith in Lemon? Do we believe that he can bring Maru down once again? Do we go for Lancer instead? On paper, I would say that Lancer is the ace player of Mystery All Gamers. 100%, he is the ace player, and Lancer is the obvious pick. But specifically against Maru, do we believe in Lancer or do we believe in Lemon? What do we go for? That's the question. What do we embrace? Who is it going to be? As we are getting ready, game number 7 is going to be here on Ghost River. As a reminder, the map is predetermined. It is Ghost River, a very small map, very aggressive map as well. Oh boy. Not a bad map for something like a Banshee tank push from the side of Maru. If you remember, 2-base pressure and 2-base pushes was what Maru relied upon against Lemon earlier, and I feel like it's going to hit that much harder on Ghost River, so yeah, again, Maru does make a lot of sense. Just tuning in, did not expect an ace match in the first place, right? Like, I haven't been able to like express that as much, but for Lancer to take down Solar, for Lemon to take down Maru, like Strange versus Ryung was a little bit more close, is what I will say. A lot of people predicted 1-1 for Strange versus Ryung, but most, if not all people, went 2-0 in favor of Solar and Maru. And yeah, Mystery All Gamers, they popped up. They did pop off here. And can they bring it home as well? Haha. What was that death sound? The Chinese death sounds for the ghosts are intense. they put the voice actor for the Chinese ghosts put his heart and soul into it. Okay, they're like, give us a death sound. He's like, I got you. Put it all in, papi, all in. The Marauders as well. The Chinese Marauders. Yo, that sounds like crazy. What is... Wait. I would say Maru always, but Lemon has that waifu power right now. There is a Lemon chain in the current Prime this season. Oh, sorry, in a current anime this season. And she def waifu material. What? What is happening? Oh no. The weaves are getting out of control. What are you talking about? There's a Lemon Chan. Not chain, Lemon Chan. Oh no. Do I want to look this up? Lemon Chan. Oh no, what am I looking at? What am I... Oh no. Lemon Chan anime. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna close this tab. I'm gonna look away. I'm gonna look away. There was one weird death sound that sounded like drowning. I think that was the Marauder. That was the Marauder. Yeah. Cause the Marauders, their voices are a little bit muffled because they're like in a big suit sort of thing. So I think that was the Marauder. Here we go. We are getting ready. Solar versus Lemon. That'd be crazy. Oh, who's it gonna be? And there it is. It is gonna be Solar versus Lemon. Okay, so not at all who I expected. This feels like some mind games, to be honest. This feels like Lemon feels like a pick because they expected Maru, right? This feels like we wanted to face up against Maru. Lancer would have been the other pick, right? If it was any other player. So I'm liking this out of Team Vitality. It feels like a bit of a counter pick in a way. Because if this was Solar versus Lancer, it could go either way. Like, I do really like Lancer's PvZ. I do think he can bring it to Solar. Lemon, though, what does he have to offer in this matchup? Let's go. We saw Lemon against Terran. Is he as chaotic? Is he as crazy against Zerg? The problem is, like, he can't expand as heavily as he was doing so against Maru. He can't be in Solar's face anywhere near as much. Depending on his build of choice, of course. Depending on that build. Oh no. Oh no, the anime, it's getting out of hand. It's getting out of control. But here we go. We are jumping in and spawning in the top right hand corner of a Ghost River. We have Solar for Team Vitality. And in the top left, we have Lemon for Mystery All Gamers. Here we go. This is it. It all ends here. It all ends in this singular best of one. Now, when it comes to Ghost River, I mentioned earlier that I do favor aggression, or aggression is favored on this map just because how small the map is, how short the rush distance is as well. If Solo were to embrace something like a 2 or even 3 base all-in, like a German Taxi, a Roach Queen push across the map, that can hit very hard on a map like Ghost River, and we have seen Solo embrace these all-ins in the past. We'll see if he does so here. The question becomes, though, do we risk it all on the ace match? Right? Do we take that risk? Not so sure if we can. Solar is setting up. I believe Solar went for a 15 hatch timing, so he was able to get it up and running before the probe did arrive. So earlier hatchery out of Solar, getting into his eventual hatch gas pool. Lemon taking this would be spicy? No, no, no. It'd be zesty, papi. It'd be It'd be acidic. The pH levels off the chart. Or on the chart? It's gonna be low. So we're calming things down. For now, just settling into our openers. No major signs of deviation. No major tech yet. Just scouting each other. Keeping tabs on each other here. Below the... Yeah, that makes more sense here. Below the chart. I mean, still off the chart in a way, but I agree. I agree. That makes more sense. Like, yo, the pH is going down. It's crazy. Oh my god. As we do have our take of choice, it's going to be a Stargate opener. Okay, it's going to be a Stargate at 11. Now, we did see that Lancer in his previous series versus Solar did go for a Void Ray first. That's another factor to bear in mind, actually, now that I think about it, is that Lemon was watching Lancer versus Solar and did get a lot of information already on maybe some of the strengths, maybe some of the weaknesses, maybe some ideas on how to play. Lancer did open up Void Ray every single game and, again, had mixed success. Curious if Lemon does the same or if he does his own thing. Shall see. Rerun live, Papi, live. I should say, the cast is live, but this series did occur over the weekend. Unfortunately, we weren't able to cast it at the time. We were busy covering another tournament, so we missed out specifically on this series, which is why we're here live to catch up. We're here live. A couple of days later, Adepts, they do shade into the main, getting a drone. One drone goes down, the Lings, though, they do collapse on the Adepts. Ooh, and 2 Adepts, 1 drone, that is not a worthwhile trade for Lemon. A brutal loss for the Protoss. Behind this, it is not a Void Ray, it's going to be Oracle first, followed by a second Oracle, followed by a 3rd base. So a standard setup at a Lemon. It's going to be a standard setup. Nexus has been thrown down. Oracle moving out. Is going to threaten the Mineral Alliance. Queens are in position. We have 2 queens at the natural. I imagine 2 queens in the main. Link's getting across the map, but the Oracle comes out just in time, and we should be able to save that 3rd. We're okay. Lemon is looking solid back at home at least, but is hoping for more economic damage. This second Oracle is also pinned at home because of the dead Adepts. If the Adepts survived, then they'd be in position to defend the base, and the Oracle could have moved out a lot faster. Now it's moving out as we have an extra warp in. Oh, the Adept gets surrounded! Oh. Oracle will find some drones at the 3rd. We get 1 drone kill. Meanwhile, across the map, the Adept does hold itself, does hold on, does survive, does defend. Stays to the main, who is denied. And Lemon is going to be transitioning out of this, throwing down a Twilight Council. and a Forge. So we have two options, going to be +1 in Blink or +1 in Charge. We'll see how aggressive Lemon wants to be. As we do force a cancel on the Roach Warren. Not a bad pickoff. It's something. Do force a cancel. Adept's moving out. And we will catch a couple of tumors. One tumor does go down. Things threaten us around, but we should be able to shade into the natural. And we do get another drone. Oh, barely not. We get one drone kill. Adepts are cleaned up. 3 adepts for 1 drone and 1 tumor. Again, not the best trades. Not the best trades from Lemon. Meanwhile, off cam, did an Oracle go down? Oh. No! Oracle did go down to the main base, trying to throw down the stasis. Alas, the stasis did fail. Did not complete. And so far, Solar has been defending beautifully. Losing a drone here or there, but acceptable losses so far. And Solar, he's saturating his 3rd, getting to a 4th, getting to a longer game. It is not going to be any kind of crazy kind of roach push across the map with Queens. No German Taxi, no all-in. Solar is droning, getting into a longer game. Likewise, so is Lemon. Taking up not towards Colossus, but towards Archons and Storm. Interesting. Temple Archives on the way. Lemon is also settling in, but the Lings, they delay the 4th. Base going to be delayed. Solar saturating his bases. Basically, at this point, by the time Solar gets his 4th base up and running, it does feel like he will have map control. Will be in the face of Lemon. Lemon just hasn't gotten enough done across the map. As he's working towards Storm. That's our splash damage of choice. It's going to be Stalkers and Storm. At the same time, Lings, they hit the 4th base. And can we force a cancel? We can. Even with the Stalkers in the position, we do force a cancel. Big delay here on the 4th once again. Has been delayed 2 times already, and Solar is going for Swarmhearse. So for those that are curious, Swarmhearse have been very trendy, specifically on this map. The reason for this is because the map is so small, and because that location, that area right outside the natural, that little like alcove, it is a prime position to send Locust Waves and to knock down the natural. So just knock down the natural over and over again. We've seen Dark embrace this, we've seen Solar embrace this. I want to say, was it Cyril or Raynor? But one of the European Zerg players also did this recently as well. It has been an option now available that has been quite trendy as of late. And speaking of that position, the Stormhearse, they're going right there. Yeah, they're headed right for the natural base of Lemon. Lemon is somewhat ready for this, has some Stalkers in position. Storm of the Roaches. Roaches, Solar headed for the natural. We do have a big warp in. We can even trade with the Stalkers. Nice blinks. So far, so good. We do end up losing 1, 2, 3 Stalkers, 4 Stalkers even. And this is still a good trade. We don't get the base, but we trade with the main army. Still energy for gas in a way. Are good value for the Swarmhearse. At the same time, we're not committing to mass Swarmhearse. I believe it's 8. Only 8. Oh my god, the Storms! Oh my god! The Storms are brutal! Do pick off 2 of the High Templar though. 2 High Templar go down. And as we're harassing with Swarmhearse and losing our Roaches, we're replacing them with Hydras. It's going to be Hydras into Lurker Tech, into Vipers as well. Solar's getting into his ideal army composition. Another Locust Wave, we did make extra Swarmhearse actually. I think we're up to like 12. Jesus. That's a lot of Locusts. Did you hit the natural? And again, Solar, he's refining his army. Getting into Lurker Tech. At the same time, Lemon also working towards Sky Toss. He's on 4 bases. But it took a little bit too long there. It took a while to embrace that Sky Toss, to embrace that 4 base economy. And Solar, he's already maxed out. He's knocking down the front door of Lemon. And Lemon needs more time. If he's able to hold on a little bit longer for an extra wave of carriers, then he can hold. He can fight back. Until then, this time the Locust Wave hits the third. Oh, we do have a stasis though. Oh, the stasis gets baited. The stasis is baited out. The Locust Wave commits. We get Narcon. Overcharge is popped, and that will force Solar back. The overcharge does hold the line, but Lurkers have arrived. And the Lunkers are here. Observer barely does escape those Hydras. But again, Solo is embracing his Hive upgrades. Vipers are on the way. And the Observer is going to overextend. We're getting on top of the Lurkers. A bold blink here at 11. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. He blinks 40, loses every single Stalker. Not like this. And ill-advised blink there from Lemon. Losing almost everything. And now here comes the Locust Wave. Once again, cleaning up what little is left. And Solar has done it. He's broken the back of Lemon. And pushing through, getting on top of the main army. Carrier goes down. And Lurkers are slowly pushing forward, encroaching upon that Nexus. Lemon, he's up against the wall. There's no escaping this. We have another overcharge. That's how long the fight has been. Oh my god, the spine shots are insane. GG gets called, and Solar will take down Lemon 1-0 and win it all for his team, for Team Vitality. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here, Solar. He will bring it back. He will bring it home. And Team Vitality will take the series, which is expected, but the scoreline, that was not. That was crazy. It went all the way to the ace match against Mystery All Gamers. Bappy. The Mystery Boys, they popped off. A shout out, special shout out to Lemon, special shout out to Lancer, and to Strange as well. They may have lost here, but Team Vitality, they're at the top of the rankings. They're at the top of the standings in WTL. They're the reigning champions as well from last season. And Team Vitality, they've barely dropped, not just series, but maps in general. They're a team of champions. They're a team of heavy hitters. And for Mystery Gamers, or Mystery All Gamers, to bring them to the ace match is impressive. GG. GG, well played. Very nice stuff here out of Mystery All Gamers. Congratulations, of course, to Team Vitality. And it's a little bit bittersweet. Mystery All Gamers played really well. It is a shame, though, that they're playing this well at the end of the season. For those that are curious, this is round 10 of WTL. Round 11 starts in a couple of days on Friday. So this Friday is the beginning of round 11, and there are only 11 rounds in the round robin group stage. So it's really cool that they popped off. But I mean, technically, I think they can still make it into the playoffs. Technically, let's have a look here. I don't think they can actually. I'm not fully familiar with the math. I think maybe if Platinum R8 lose and if Mystery All Gamers win, even then the map scores are really close. It's possible that Mystery All Gamers make it into the playoffs, but again, it's going to be really close and really clutch. They're on the edge. They're on the edge, Pappy. Actually, can I show you guys? One moment. Man. May as well have a look at the standings as we are wrapping things up. One moment. And okay, I got you. Man, beautiful. Okay, having a look at the standings here, we have Team Vitality. They're number one. Team Vitality is literally the number one seed. They're number one here in the round robin group stage. So again, that much more impressive that Mystery All Gamers were able to bring them to that ace match. But Team Vitality, they're at the top of the standings. We have Basilisk with Showtime just underneath them. DKZ, which is now Weibo Gaming. Team Liquid, Shopify, Psystorm, Na'Vi, followed by here Platinum R8 and Mystery All Gamers. Mystery All Gamers, they're on the cusp here of relegation. It is the top teams that do make it to the playoffs, so they're close. They're so close here, and it's going to come down to whether or not Platinum R8 lose, likewise, whether or not Twisted Fairy win, right? Like, because the scoreline here between Mystery All Gamers and Twisted Fairy are quite close as well, so it's going to come down to the wire when it comes to who makes it into the playoffs and who doesn't. A lot of these teams are secure. You can see here these top 16s. These top 16s, they are secure in their standings. It's all about this 7th spot and who also gets relegated as well. So it's a battle for 7, battle for top 7. Oh boy. So best of luck to all of those teams. Scrolling down a little bit, we can catch up on the upcoming matches. One moment. So scrolling down here, we have round 11, 3 days. In 3 days' time, almost exactly 3 days' time, 3 days and 1 hour, we have the final round of WTL. Of course, we're going to be casting it live on the channel, as we always do. This broadcast was an exception just because we were casting something else, so I love to cast multiple events at once. I can't. So we had to pick and choose, and we missed out on casting this live. That's why we caught up today. But in 3 days' time, we have Bassus versus Berserker. We have Platinum R8 versus Offside Esports. This is going to be a very important one for Platinum R8. Kellezer versus Euthermal. Young Yako versus Firefly. Goblin versus Gabe. This looks spicy. This looks good. This can go either way, to be honest. So it's going to be a very spicy best of 7. Scrolling down, ooh, Twisted Fairy versus Mystery All Gamers. This is also going to be a very important match to determine who makes it in and who doesn't. Classic Nice and Stats up against Lancer, Lemon, and Strange. Once again, the Protoss boys are rocking up together. No coffee this week. There was no coffee this week and no coffee next week either, so coffee nowhere to be found. Instead, we're relying on the Protoss boys. We'll see if they can bring it home. I just realized, pure PvP. God damn it. the 2 Protoss teams are facing... no. So there's going to be a lot of PvPs here on Saturday. That's going to be the Saturday broadcast. A lot of PvPs coming up. Let's go. It's like an ESL Open Cup. Oh my god. It's like a sparkling... it's like an online tournament. Scrolling down, we have Psystorm versus Weibo Gaming. Both teams, I believe, are secure. I believe they're both secure in their standings, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Both teams are secure in the playoffs. I should emphasize they're secure in the playoffs, but standings does matter. For those that are curious as to the format, the way this works is whoever finishes as number 1, they are seeded directly into the finals. That's how crazy good standings are. So whoever's number 1 gets seeded right into the finals. Whoever's number 2 gets seeded into semifinals. Number 3 into the quarterfinals. Like these standings and these seedings are actually really, really impactful because they allow you to skip entire rounds. Entire rounds can be skipped based on your standing. So is actually really important. Just because it does give you a lot more freedom. It gives you a little more leeway. It allows your players to rest. Something that is a factor that we've seen year after year and season after season in WTL is that whenever we have a team who's like here in 7th place, whenever they go for a deep run, they have to play through a weekend of matches, and they play so much over the weekend. By the time they make it to like the semis or the finals, they get worn out. We saw that with Oliveira, with Kaizi Gaming in their run. We saw that with Club NV last season as well, where they had a really good run. And we also saw that with Team Liquid, when Clem popped off and Clem like carried his team. And by the time they made it to the finals, like Clem was worn out. Clem and Cure and the entire team was worn out. As they also made it from 7th place all the way to the finals. But yeah, it is quite important. So best of luck. Scrolling down, what's the other series? We have Shopify versus Starlight Twinkle. A little bit less on the line here. And then we have Team Liquid versus Vitality. I believe this is also a fight for standings. This is going to be a good one. The rematch! Let's go! Clem versus Ryung. I was referring to Clem's run last season, and Team Liquid, they went on a tear last season. They popped off, and Clem carried hard. And Clem almost won it all for their team, for Team Liquid. But Team Vitality knocked them down with Ryung. Ryung defeated Clem multiple times in the playoffs. He was the Clem crusher. Ryung did what Maru and Solo could not. Ryung is a TVT sniper, and now they have another rematch. Let's go. They have a rematch. It's going to be a lot of fun. Skilless versus Maru, Cure versus Solar. I look forward to Cure. For those who are unaware, Cure is similar to Hero in a sense where they have been avoiding matches. Both Hero and Cure have been avoiding ESL Asia, ESL Americas, KSL, Kung Fu Cup. They have been intentionally avoiding online tournaments to hide their builds and to hide their practice in preparation for EWC. And the first time that we had seen Cure in like a month or so was here. Here. Cure. You can't quite see it. Hold on, can I zoom in? Cure, he toured Classic, and Cure looked dominant. This was a couple of days ago. A couple of days ago, we saw Cure for the first time in a long time, and he looked scary against Classic. This was not a close series. This was crazy. So Cure has been improving a lot off cameras, behind the scenes. So I'm really excited to see more of Cure, and really excited to see him in general coming into EWC. So Cure is definitely one to keep an eye on. Coming into this season, coming into the end of WTL and also Esports World Cup. But outside of that, GG, well played. We are going to be wrapping up here tonight, so we are going to be done for the time being. So I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Again, a bit of a shorter broadcast here today, but we only did miss out on one best of 7, so we just caught up with it. And we'll be back tomorrow with Kung Fu Cup. Quickly checking our calendar. Tomorrow is going to be Kung Fu Cup, and sorry, it's going to be 2 broadcasts. Tomorrow's a big day. So tomorrow is going to be Code for Giants Cup in the morning. If you're curious, what the hell is Code for Giants Cup? That is a Brazilian tournament. If you want some Brazilian on Brazilian action, we got you covered with Code for Giants Cup. It features players like Master, like Eric, like Inexorable, Yan as well. Plenty of players facing off in Code for Giants Cup in the morning. That's going to be in 11 hours. 11 hours time, we have you covered with Code for Giants Cup. And in 24 hours time, we have you covered with Kung Fu Cup. It is going to be the final Kung Fu Cup of the season. Kung Fu Cup is partnered with WTL. So because the round robin stage of WTL is ending, so is Kung Fu Cup as well. So if you're interested, again, Kung Fu Cup's in 24 hours. Code for Giants Cup is in 11 hours. So, 2 more casts coming up. Light and capable of casting multiple events at once. Even the greatest heroes have limits. True. Smoge, baby, Smoge. I would love to. Lurker Swarm is pretty nasty combo. It was nasty. The early game was brutal. Yeah, the early game was brutal. It did mean that we referred to it at the time, but because of the rough early game from Lemon, it meant that Solar had a lot of freedom. Solar had a lot of map control. He had a lot of leeway. Was able to tech up wherever he wanted. It did snowball into the mid game there. But yeah, with that, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. We do appreciate it. Again, we'll be back tomorrow with 2 events, 2 broadcasts tomorrow. Otherwise, thank you for watching. We'll see you guys whenever we do see you. You can follow us on all the social medias. Quickly checking here. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord. All the links are in the chat. You can also support us on Patreon. You can subscribe on Twitch. You can donate. You can become a member on YouTube if you wish. We do upload to YouTube on a daily basis. Plenty of content on YouTube if you cannot watch live. If you want the VODs, YouTube is the place to be under the live tab. All the VODs are there. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Until then, hasta luego. Ciao, papi, ciao. Hasta luego.